We are on a journey to $1 million, so it's time for an update on our net worth. If you are watching this, then you will be interested in From Paycheck to Prosperity, a completely free virtual summit designed to help parents who want to get out of debt, build wealth, and teach their kids good money habits. I will include a link up there somewhere and in the description box below for more information. It's coming soon. For a frame of reference, we have 5 kids, so there are 7 of us living in our house, and we live in northern Utah with my husband being a high school teacher. Now, the average income here in the US per household is about $84,000 a year, according to the Census Bureau, which means after taxes, roughly a take-home pay of $5,500 per month, give or take a little. Currently, we make more than the average. My husband's take-home pay is about $6,000 a month, plus anything I earn above that. But that being said, over the 20 years of our marriage, our average take-home pay has been $40,000. I like to use a spreadsheet for my net worth. Let me know in the comments what you use. Do you like an app, pen and paper, or are you also a spreadsheet person? So I like to start with the assets, everything we own, and then we'll subtract everything we owe money on. So starting with assets, our checking account, we currently have just over $5,000 in the account. So you can see it's gone up $570 from last quarter. It is, I picture it like those revolving doors you walk into. There's always money coming in, there's always money coming out, so it doesn't change drastically. In our savings account, we've got just over $1,000. So you can see it's gone down by about $900. Once again, our savings, these are like sinking funds. So we put some money inside every month, and then sometimes we have some big purchases. The last 3 months, we've had back to school shopping. Fall is really heavy in expenses for our kids' extracurricular. So that's where that money has gone. In my business account, we have just under $7,000, which you can see has gone down by $3,500. It's gone down quite a bit. So when I make money, everything I make goes into my business account, and then I pay myself. But before I pay myself, I put money aside for taxes, and then I put money aside to invest back into my business. And I recently purchased a course that was very expensive. I also took a trip to FinCon, which included a fee to pay to get in, flights, hotels, food, all of that stuff while I was gone. So I have been investing in my business. Emergency savings has gone up by a whopping $136. Most of it's in an online savings account, or a high yield savings account, so it earns interest every month. We just add the interest. Whatever we earn, we put it right back into the emergency fund. Now this one's gonna be really painful. Our online savings, we only have $4,000 in there. It's gone down by $25,000. Now this is our major sinking funds for like vacations, house projects. Really, house projects is the main one. So vacation, we did book flights for our entire family, all 7 of us, for next spring break we're going to El Salvador. So that was a good chunk of change. But most of that money is gone towards house projects. So if you followed along with me at all, we are doing an addition. We have added a 2-car garage with an apartment above it. We just passed our final inspection, so the value of our home should be going up quite a bit. But we have been paying for it in cash. So we had a ton of expenses the last few months just to finish everything up. We had to pay for cabinets, countertops. We had to furnish almost all of it. So we've had a ton of expenses, but we should be done with them, which is good because we're pretty much out of money in that account. So total cash is almost $35,000, which is a lot less than we used to have. Moving on, our mutual funds, we use the money out of our mutual funds, and we have not started putting money back into that fund, so that's still at 0. And then Roth IRA for my husband. So it is at $49,000. Let me do some math here. Let me do equals. Yep, that's correct. And we're just gonna drag that down probably. Okay, so it has gone up by $3,500, but we only put $400 a month into this currently. So we've added $1,200 to it, but it's gone up by $3,500. Now my Roth IRA, same thing. We've put $1,200 into it, but it has gone up by over $4,000. Now we put our stuff in and then forget about it. I don't pay attention to the stock market, what's it doing. I don't pull money out. I don't care. The only way I know if the market's doing well is when I look at our net worth to see how our investments are doing. Next up is another retirement account. I call it a 401k. It's not actually a 401k. It used to be a 401k from an old employer. When my husband switched jobs, we moved. He went from a university to teaching at a high school. The high school where he teaches does not have great 401k options. So we did not roll the money into it. We rolled it into a different IRA, so we had better investment options. It currently is at $104,000, so it's gone up by almost $5,000. We have not added anything to this. It is just sitting there and earning money, which we love. Now, my husband's current retirement, we're at his current job, has gone up to $57,000. So it's gone up by almost $5,000 as well. Now this one does get a contribution. 10% of my husband's gross pay gets contributed into this monthly. I don't know the exact amount, roughly $800 a month goes into it. Multiply that by 3 months, so 2,400, no, 8 times 3 is, yeah, 2,400, 2,400. And it's gone up by 5,000. Next up is our HSA, our health savings account. We put money, I think we put $350 from the paycheck each month, and then his employer contributes $50, so I think it's $400 a month that goes into our HSA. And then once you hit the threshold of $2,000, you can invest it. Ours is not currently invested. It's just sitting, so it's just like a checking account basically. So it's gone up by $558. So we've put a lot more into that, but we use it regularly. It's kind of like a sinking fund, or it is a sinking fund. My daughter and I had eye exams. We got my daughter's contacts. We also, our son was skateboarding, or no, on a scooter at a skate park, fell, broke off his front 2 teeth, had to have repair work done. So we have $2,800 in there. We could start investing, but I recently had a trip to the emergency room, and we know that's gonna be expensive, so I'm not gonna bother investing until after we paid that. Hopefully we have enough to cover all of that. And then our kids' 529. So this is money meant for our kids' education, but I like to keep it lumped in our net worth with everything. So I like to just keep track of it. So we contribute, money gets contributed for our kids' birthday, and then for Christmas, we had a couple of birthdays. So like $100 maybe was added to it, maybe $150, but it's gone up by $600. Next up is apps. Now I have a couple, 2 or 3 different investing apps I have tested out to do reviews for my YouTube channel. I have some money in there. We currently have 1,900 in there. It's gone up just over 100. I haven't added anything into it the last couple of months. So that's pure profit, pure interest, money we have earned. So total investments, $286,000, which is almost $17,000 more. We have done nothing other than our automated contributions. I have not consciously moved any money into any of these accounts, all automated. Now it's time to move on to our physical assets. For us and for most people, the house is the biggest asset. People have very strong opinions on whether or not you should include your house in your net worth. Technically speaking, you should include your house because it is something you own that is worth money. So I like to count the value of our home, but then I also like to look at our net worth without the value of our home. So currently the value of our home is $640,000, which if we do the math here, we can see it's gone down by $13,000 in just 3 months. That's huge. So the housing market's been a lot more crazy the last few years. On average, usually a house will appreciate slowly over time, like 4.5% per year. Past few years, it's been crazy, shot up like 25%. It's gone down. It fluctuates a lot. Doesn't stress me out. I just like to keep track of it. And I'm just using Zillow, not the most accurate, but I'm using it consistently. Also, I mentioned we just finished an addition. 2-car garage and an apartment is going to increase the value of our home. I have no idea when that goes into effect on Zillow. We have talked about maybe having our house appraised, and then I could use that number, but for now we're just going off of what Zillow said when I looked. I have not actually looked up the value of our vehicles. So I am just going to do a little math here. They depreciate, okay, we're gonna say 1% that they have depreciated, because cars depreciate. I could look up the VIN and the value. I'm kind of lazy right now, I'm not gonna do that. So they've all gone down a little bit is what I'm going to assume. To be 100% accurate, I should look up the exact value. So total physical assets, almost 660,000, which puts our total assets at almost $980,000. Okay, now moving on to our debts. Our house is the biggest asset. It's also our largest liability because we do have a mortgage. Current value on our mortgage is just over $101,000. So we pay our mortgage every single month, like most people. Our mortgage, I can't remember the exact amount, but we round up to the next hundred. So we do pay a little bit extra every month that goes towards principal. I always thought we would want to pay our house off extremely fast and early. Our mortgage, our interest rate is less than 2%, which is insanely low. Let me know what yours is in the comments down below. So I haven't been motivated to pay it off. I'd rather invest or put the money in other things. So we've just been rounding up, so we're paying it off a tiny bit early, but not focused too much on paying it off early. Now moving on to credit cards. So technically we have 3 credit cards right now. We have one main one that we use for everything, and the current balance on that one is almost $7,700. You can see the last couple of months been really, really high. We've been finishing all those house projects. We put everything on this credit card. We pay it off every month. So it's gone up from last quarter by quite a bit, by over 1,000. Our second credit card is our oldest credit card that we keep. We have like one automated payment. I think it's our car insurance. We have one monthly payment that is made to that card, so it gets used and paid off every single month. Our balance on that, $269, which is our car insurance. So that's what goes onto that credit card. I don't even carry that card with me because we never use it. And then we technically have a third credit card at the hardware store because it gives us 5% off. So whenever we shop there, we use that credit card and pay it off every month. Usually, you can see here, usually it's not very high, but we've been doing a lot of house projects the last few months. The balance on that is almost $2,000. Once again, we pay it off every month. This is just the current balance when I looked. If we look overall, net worth is $868,419, which is down $21,000, which $21,000 sounds like a ton, but when you look at it, it's only 2%. And $25,000 of that was the money we put into our house, which should appraise for more than what we put into it for. But if you want to look at it without our home, our net worth has changed. It's now $228,419. Let me know how your net worth looks and how often you check yours. If you're interested in joining From Paycheck to Prosperity, the free virtual summit, click the link down below to register. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.